Yeah, you're right. We did have a tech wreck. Of these kind of the major FANG stocks, if you will, the one that corrected the most actually was Netflix. Ironically, it's also the one that had the best fundamental performance, the cleanest beat and raise results, probably the best growth out of the group. But there were some other issues that came up. Going forwards, the kind of the relief catalyst may well be the non-event. If the elections are a non-event in terms of political hacking, then Facebook actually may be the best play here because there's a lot of fear in that stock. It's trading at around 18 times earnings ex cash for what should be 20 to 30% sustainable growth. The engine that is Google is essentially unchanged. We're now 35 straight quarters of 20% year-over-year growth. And all of these companies across the board are aggressively investing. I was just thinking about Arthur Laffer's comments. If you look at those FANG stocks, they're doing over $100 billion a year in investment spend, CapEx and R&D. These are some of the biggest investment CapEx engines in the country. And I don't think their fundamentals have changed that much, not as much as the stocks have. That
Mark,
creates the opportunity.
Make the Facebook case, though, because so your argument is that if, in fact, we get through these midterm elections without accusations about meddling and additional allegations in terms of Facebook's involvement in them, that's a positive, that's a catalyst for this stock? Is that not going to? I mean, they still need to spend the money that they're spending to deal with this. But you think that the anxiety is that they're going to have to spend even more because something bad is about to happen?
I think there's been part of the risk on, I think there's been part of the overhang on Facebook. There's been a series of issues. What we just learned from their results is that revenue growth isn't decelerating as rapidly as feared, and the outlook for the December quarter was a little bit better than the street had expected. We know we're going through this format shift over to stories away from the news feed items. But I think if you step back since the beginning of the year, I think the overhang issue, really the bigger one, has been kind of a public confidence, trust, safety, security issue on the stock. How do I know that my
What about just the fundamental question about user growth and whether ultimately people are going to move from the classic traditional Facebook platform over to the Instagram platform, and that on the Instagram platform it is harder to serve as many ads?
I think they've actually proven that Instagram as a platform can be monetized just as well as Facebook can. There's the second tier shift, which is the move away from the newsfeed items towards stories. That's where the question mark is around monetization today. Look, the big advantage you have with Facebook is there's no real competition for it as a social media platform. If you include in Instagram, that's a pretty rare position. Right. So if you have a leading asset like that without dramatic competitive risk, without any really material competitive risk, that's you, and the stock sells off, that's usually a great buying opportunity. It's why it's our number one pick in the space with a 12-month outlook.